Okay. Assalamualaikum and good afternoon to all of our IIMFM listeners. So I'm so sorry for the earlier one. There was something technical issues happening. So let me begin again. So for this episode, this will be the last episode of Ikra on Air. And this, for you guys who doesn't know about Ikra on Air is a program where we share about knowledge, reflection, and inspiration through the lens of Quran and also through the lens of literature. So this is a program where we sharing each other's insights, knowledge, and ideas inspired by Islamic thoughts and also contemporary issues. So since we have reached to the last episode of Ikra on Air for this season, so this will be the 8th episode, and I would like to discuss about an important topic in our life. So since this episode will be the last one, and for this episode there's no guest because I want to particularly point out, I want to particularly have a special episode where I will spend my time reflecting on this specific book. So this book is inspired and written by Haniff Zikri, a Malaysian author, a Malaysian poet, titled Nama Pertama, Untuk, Duka, it is in Malay, and in English it is called the first name for grief. So for our discussion for today's episode, let me give you guys some insights on this particular writer. So Haniff Zikri is one of the writers, who writes about thought-provoking poems that invite readers to contemplate, to reflect on grief, humanity, faith, and also about the beauty hidden within the life most challenging moments and also struggling moments. So often we view grief as something that is very painful to avoid, something that is we cannot seem to comprehend. So, however, through his poetry, Haniff Zikri encouraged us to see grief in a different perspective, to accept it not as a merely sorrow, but also as a journey of understanding, growth, and also as a remembrance for us as imperfect human beings. So, through simple yet profound language of poetry, this collection offers a very insightful reflections on loss, love, existence, and our relationship with the Creator, which is Allah Subhanahu Wa Taala. So this book, which is Nama Pertama, Untuk, Duka, covers a lot of topic, and he mostly use it to explain through a lens of nature, which is like the mountains, the sun, the moons, and also anything in this world. So for today's program, we will delve into the themes, messages, and personal reflections inspired by this remarkable work. So whether you are a poetry enthusiast or whether you are just someone looking for hope, looking for a meaningful read, we hope this discussion will be encouraging you to appreciate the wisdom that can found in moments of sadness. So stay tuned with me until 3 p.m. only on Ikra on Air on IIMFM, your campus radio. Okay. So for you guys who are searching for books centralizing on the theme of grief, I recommend you guys to read this book. Which is written by Haniff Zikri, Nama Pertama, Untuk, Duka. So this book suggests that grief is not something that we can avoid, but it's something to be understood. And somehow this book becomes a teacher that can help us in appreciating our life, our memory, and our faith. So somehow grief is presented as part of us being human. In part of being a human in this world, in this dunya, we have so many tests, we have so many struggles in our life, and because of that, we are becoming much more human. We are becoming imperfect because Allah creates us to become better. So why we are given this test is that it is for us to return to Allah back, because this book is also focusing on the theme of returning to Allah. So this theme resonates with me the most because many poems seem to remind me about love, about things that in this world matters in this world, like the materialistic, the love, and everything. But this book reminds readers that every beginning and ending ultimately belongs to Allah, ultimately only controlled by Allah alone. So this is why this is one of the reasons why I think this book is very, very unique kind of book, and I would recommend this to you guys if you want to search up some poetry books and some inspirational words and so on. And this book is very beautiful actually. The covers is very pretty to say, and this book is one of the award winners of hadiah utama, hadiah puisi alias type yang kedua. So it is one of the award winners. So I would suggest you guys to read this book. Maybe you can read it alone, because this book is something that is very, emotional, grabbing, and some kind of give you guys a moving emotion. So I would suggest you guys to read this book, honestly. And why I want to say that this book really impacting you, because this book left a strong impression on me, because I was particularly drawn to the poems that discuss about human existence, because sometimes in this life we kind of questioning ourselves about our existence, why we are given to live in this world and not in the hereafter, and this author, this writer discuss about human existence through simple imagery from nature. Like he tried to give an example in terms of the nature world. So this made me pause and reflect on things that I usually take for granted. So like he reminds us that about the pain that we experience are not the same, so we cannot really generalize everything in our life based on others' experience. We cannot generalize others based on our experience. So his writing actually feels very more of contemplative style and reflective style. So his vocabulary is not really complicated, and you guys can read each poem very easily, and it encourage readers to think beyond the surface. So it is, to put it in simple way, it is one of our responsibilities as a Khalifah. We have to help each other. We have to maintain our world. You have to maintain our world by helping one another. So Haniff Zikri has done parts of the responsibility as a Khalifah in this world. So to continue on our next session, stay tuned with me for more discussion on about this book, and maybe we'll talk about some kind of recap through all of our episodes in Iqra OnAir. So stay tuned with me only on IIMFM, your campus radio. Hello, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon to all of our IIMFM listeners. So, for this session, we will be focusing more on about reflection based on the book, what lessons that we will learn if we read this book. So, what lesson can I say that I can take away from this book is that this book remind me that grief, sadness, and pain can lead us to become a stronger, can become a better person toward a greater wisdom. So when I read this book, I actually kind of amazed by the author. The way he thinks, the way he kind to relate with the nature itself is kind of unique because in my whole life I never, not like I never, it's like more like I rare contemplate on things that it's not beyond my, not beyond my mind, not beyond my knowledge. Sometimes the difficult moments in life can teach us something. Like for example, especially for us student in this week 14, it can become a struggle point, a struggling phase for us as a student. So maybe these difficult moments can teach us something important, which is, for example, can be a time management skills, can be also about our responsibilities, can teach us a lot of things. And to put it in simple way, I would recommend this book to readers that enjoy about reflective poetry. I would suggest it to readers that love about spiritual themes, about Islamic, and books that encourage about self-discovery. So it give us a kind of a meaningful way for us to navigate ourselves, for change, for personal growth, and so on. So it is very important, especially for teenagers or young adults, that that they are searching for their identity. So if I could describe one word, one sentence for this book, which is Nama Pertama Untuk Duka, in one sentence, I would say it is a poetic journey through grief that leads to understanding, faith, and hope. So, yeah, it is very meaningful poem, and I would suggest it to you guys. Maybe you guys can search up in the website from or any bookstores that you can find near your home. So this is the book. I will show you guys. This is the book, and it is under Kata Pilih Puisi. You guys can search up the website. Maybe you guys can try to have a look and buy that. And yeah, so to close up our reflection, our session reflection, I would say that one of the greatest strength of this book is that it is a reminder that grief is not merely an ending. Grief is not the end of our life. It can be the beginning of a deeper understanding of ourselves, and can be the beginning of gratitude, can be the beginning of connection with our Lord, with our Creator. So yeah, I would say that it is a very good opportunity for me to read and share it with you guys. So yeah. So for our next session, I would want to recap some of my special moments during doing a DJ as a host in OnAir. So since this is the last episode of this season, and we may not be able to do anymore after that, so it's gonna be quite it's gonna be quite sad. So we'll see each other maybe next semester. And yeah, I would like to share some of my key points, some of my the important things that I learned throughout all of my semester doing as a DJ, as a host in OnAir. So if you guys are interested to listen more, stay tuned with me only on IIMFM, your campus radio. So, hi, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon to all of our IIMFM listeners. So, for this session, this will be the last session where we will talk about the recap for all of our episodes in Iqra on Air. So, Assalamualaikum, and good afternoon again. So, for the first episode that I did, the first episode that I did for Iqra on Air, since I was kind of a newbie as a host in IIMFM, I did a interview session with one of the authors, Malaysian authors, which is Shili Kao, where she wrote a book called Bone Weight and Other Story. So for that episode, we talked about a lot of things, which is we discussed about the stories about survival and about being human, and our focus on everyday struggles, about resilience, and about the complexities of human emotions, which can be portrayed in ordinary life of her characters that she wrote in the book. So basically, during we talk about this book, we talk about this book. She shared a lot. She shared a lot of things where she said that she wanted to portray about the Malaysian society, Malaysian culture through her book and promote it to international world. So because and she is famous, she won an awards due to that writings, So she was selected in a lot of awards, and one of her books, which is The Sum of Our Follies, which is her debut novel, she earned an international recognitions where she won a lot of awards. And because of that also, she became famous just for because of writing about Malaysian society, Malaysian life, and I really gained a lot of knowledge from her discussion, from our insights during that episode. So if you guys are interested to listen about it, you can feel free to check out our episode of Iqra on Air, which is with Shili Kao, talking about her book, which is Bone Weight and Other Stories. And another episode in Iqra on Air that I particularly love is a talk with Ummu Ahmadain, which is a Malaysian author also, called from a book called Perfect Imperfections. And originally she was a retired teacher. She was a retired teacher, and she began her journey of writing because of her dreams to write since she was a kid. And due to that, she wrote this book as part of her reminders for herself, and also to share it with other people also. About, just based on the title itself, it is already covering a big topic, which is about our imperfections. So basically, this book, we talked about how to embrace the beauty of flaws in ourselves, and how do we accept it, and is there any particular way for us to become a better person, while also she relates with Islamic thoughts and Quranic ayah. So through this session, also through our discussion based on this book, she also shared that she went through a phase where she kind of depressed. She depressed and she cannot get back to her feet, and she remind us to always reach to Allah whenever we are down, or even if we are not, we always reach to Allah, because Allah is always with us. So during our talk as well, we have covered a lot of things about her book, and she also said that this helps her to become a better person. This helps her to, accept her flaws no matter what, because everyone has their own flaws. And for another episode that I really love is with another Malaysian author called Ifaniza, which is from a book called For the Heart That Is Still Hurting. So her book, actually, this is one of the most engaging episodes, insightful episode. Another one of the insightful episodes that I really love talking about, which is about the pain, letting go of the pain, about the hurtful past that we have to let go and moving on and so on. Through this book, I actually get to discover a lot of things from Islamic perspective also, because as part of human beings, we sometimes tend to forget that we have Allah on our side, and we forget about the Quran, so we never really get to reflect on it as much as we did. So this book, interestingly, this book reminds us this kind of way, this kind of perspective, which is Islamic perspective. And she also insert some cute, funny illustrating like her drawings and also her writings, reminding us about the quotes about the Islamic ayah in the Quran. So we have shared a lot of things through the episode, where she said that she had experienced the pain, the pain of her past memories, and she learned how to let go, how to move on, even though it is hard for her. So because of during the sessions, I learned a lot, and she also shared her books with me. And it is one of my best experience as the first time doing a host in a radio broadcast program, especially in my own program. So due to that, I gained a lot of confidence, and I kind of have a really increased my self-esteem also. And I am really grateful to gain the opportunity, to have the opportunity and experience with the authors that I got to to have an interview with. And besides, I also would like to share my gratitude, to share my thankfulness to everyone that is listening to my episode so far in Iqra on Air for this season, especially because this is my first experience doing a radio broadcast, and I would like to also share my gratitudes to the guests who are willing to come, who are willing to share their thoughts with me. And it is one of the best experience so far. So maybe in the next seasons, we will go through deeper. We'll invite a lot more authors. Or maybe we can invite another, best known authors in the country, in the Malaysia, who knows, right? Allahu alam. So inshallah, whatever it is, I hope you guys can able to reflect during the session with me. And basically, I hope that whatever that I do in this episode, I am hoping for you guys to learn more and to reflect on ourselves and become a better version tomorrow, or maybe the next day after tomorrow, or maybe maybe when you are ready, and at least it can help you to change a bit. So to summarize it, thank you so much to IIMFM listeners, to our listeners, and to our guests, and to my committee, also to my media team members and my technical team. And thank you also to IIMFM and also to my head of PDDJ for letting me have the opportunity to doing a radio program, which is my own radio program. And thank you so much to our advisor, Madam Zarita binti Kasim, for willing to give me an opportunity also to become part of the IUMFM family. And maybe this might be one of my way to show my gratitude to you guys. And thank you so much. It has been a truly honor to speak with you guys and learning more about the story behind every artist that I have interviewed, behind every lecturers or students that I have interviewed so far. And to our listeners, and that was DJ Anis talking about her recap of Iqra on Air Season 1. And so if you are interested to listen about it, you can check out my previous episodes of Iqra on Air. So feel free to check it out at the YouTube channel of IIMFM. And yeah, I hope that today's conversation can inspire you to reflect on the beauty of life. And also, if you see each other, you can feel free to bump onto me or say hi to me. Inshallah, I will try to Teguh. And yeah, so that is all from me, from DJ Anis. That's all from Ikra on Air on IIUM FM, your campus radio. Assalamualaikum.